Welcome to Cat's Home Chat's 50th episode. We're celebrating, and I'm here with Jeff Spike Wong, the legend, the myth, the man, who's accompanying me with his riff and celebration. Thank you so much for everyone who has stopped by to check out our episodes. All of our guests, we've had some repeats, but close to 50 guests. And one thing, as I was telling Jeff, is looking back at the episode 1, I've stepped into my silver all natural hair, no more dye. And my business partner and husband has grown a little facial hair here, which he never thought he really could. So I wanted to talk about hair and grooming. Comment below whether you're watching this on YouTube, because this will be put over to our channel, Ta-Da by Cat, on YouTube in about 48 hours, where you can see all of these episodes. I'm going to give a shout out to everyone that I've got listed here. So you can go check out their nuggets. Our goal in the beginning was to bring information, expertise, advice, and jewels from folks all over the real estate industry. And we've kind of broadened that through the episodes, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
You'll see a cross out. It's now all things home, enriching lives. And that's what our goal is to enrich even one life, but lives through information, because information really is power. And through information, I know myself, I'm constantly looking to learn and gather information. We gather inspiration. And, inspiration, if you break it down, is in spirit. And don't we all want to be in spirit? Because that's really what we are. We are pure energy. We are all that ever has been, ever will be. And that is so powerful, our spirit. So I hope that you've gathered a nugget or two. If you haven't watched before, go on our YouTube channel and check out some of the guests that we've had. Right, Jeff? And actually, Jeff has been a guest. So I'm going to dive right in to giving a shout out. Our first guest was a wonderful, high-producing, very personable realtor, Juliana Swisher, who I've worked with on several occasions, had the pleasure. And she is the founder of South House Living, a boutique real estate brokerage serving primarily the Rice Village area. And shout out to you, Juliana, because she beta tested I think we were on Zoom and the first episode, and we had to do a take 2. So we got through that, and thank you for letting us cut our teeth with you being our lovely guest. Do we want to go down the list and just recognize,
or whatever you want to think, some of your memorable moments? And it's been definitely a very unique roster of special guests that we've had, and it's been fantastic, the information that everybody has brought to the table on all sorts of home related, whether it's to be peace at home or a piece of home, right?
Or a piece of home, yes. And yes, we've had inspectors, we've had relationship gurus who have talked about, and that was Domingue. What was his first name? Brian Domingue. So I want to give you some tidbits of the broad subjects that we've covered that our guests have illuminated on, and encourage you to go to our YouTube channel and check them out. It's really good information. Our second guest was Hayden Yates, a photographer and a staging owner. He was awesome and gave great information. Lamar Harden, local Houstonian realtor extravaganza. all the way from Rome, Patrizia Panza. If you're watching this now or later, Patrizia, thank you so much. Poetical Living. She illuminated on really the simplicity of European design and staging, and how it can bring, excuse me, a Zen feeling to your space and to your home, whether you're selling or you're dwelling. Thank you, Patrizia.
Yes.
Much love to you. Jenny Norris, the CEO of StageHomes.com, who we're going to be seeing pretty soon here this month. Didn't go last year, but it's going this year. Our conference, Jeff and I are going to be going out there. I'll be co-presenting on how to soar with occupied staging with Karen Mendenhall. So if you're watching this and you're a stager and you haven't gotten your tickets yet, get your tickets. Go to StageHomes.com, I believe, right? It's where you can get your tickets. It'll direct you to IHOS, International Association of Home Staging Professionals.
Drop us a note, and I will send you the link.
Perfect.
You can comment it, or you can email us. We have all the info embedded into every one of our videos, as well as if you go to titledbycat.com, right?
Yes.
And then, of course, all our social media. We're just everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Instagram, we would love you to stay, that's our sign up is to, one of the three is to stay connected. Follow me on Instagram, Titled by Cat. I post cool stuff all the time. Of course, this is being streamed on Kathleen Trulino's, my God-given name, because I had so many followers being in the real estate and building world for so many years. So we're streaming. My lovely business partner here, Jeff, has arranged. So we're streaming on that, as well as our business page, Titled by Cat. And that's TADABYKAT, not CAT. So thank you, Jenny Norris. She shared, of course, she's a plethora of information and shared with us some great information. So go watch her episode. Alex McCulley, she is just a top-notch realtor in the Houston area, and she also does workshops and mentors for flipping. So if you're looking to flip a home, go watch that episode and go to her pages, etc., because she's really deep into that and is very, very knowledgeable. That's Alex McCauley.
Yep.
Nicole Gidden was our guest, and she is a fitness guru, health guru, and really talked about that health starts at home. And doesn't it? It really does start at home, doesn't it?
Absolutely does.
And there's so many topics on there. If you're listening to this or you know someone, we're constantly lining up new guests. So, in just talking about this health starts at home, we haven't had any nutrition specialists on the show, right? So nutrition specialist, I'm going to be seeking out a real estate attorney. That's on the real estate side. Yep. And home side, if you're just looking, what's the difference between let's say a living will and a non-living will and things like that. I think these are important things for folks to know, especially when such a huge population of us are, what do they call that? Older. Blessed with being older. Not everybody gets that luxury. Mark McVeigh shared with us about the nuances of loans and how you can get, save money and get closing costs paid and so on and so forth. So wonderful information there. Jeff Spike Wong, the man, the myth, the legend, who is a musical extraordinaire and guitar genius. So much so that a family member purchased him a T-shirt that says, I play guitar and know stuff.
No stuff. And
of course, our granddaughter says he's a genius. And we're going to agree with that. And he talked about, because we buy with our senses, staging, which is my business, staging and design, creates emotion, and buyers justify price with emotion.
Absolutely.
You can quote Kat for adding that. Barb Schwartz, staging creates emotion. Kat, buyers justify price with emotion. And they do. And so what is emotion is really, it includes all of our senses. And so Jeff spoke about music and really kind of dove deep into the types of music, even the beats per minute and the genre of music that you either want to stay away from or you want to include if you can, and with all of technology today, it's easy to turn on Alexa. Back when I started staging, we bought little radios and would, put them on a station, hopefully that didn't have commercials. So that was a great episode.
Yeah. Or I come to sit at the open house with my guitar. And I'll play for like 8 straight hours. And I play the A minor chord until everybody goes, I'll buy the house. I'll buy it.
I'll buy it. Stop playing. Yes.
See, we're a good team.
That was a great episode and so poignant. So Mark Deal, I think he's from the South Side. He shared a lot of wisdom with us. Melissa Ford, she talked about flood insurance, and here in Texas and other parts of the country, for God's sake, all flood insurance isn't alike. Flood insurance is very affordable. A lot of great information, and she's a plethora of knowledge on that. She shared with us on that. So if you want to find out about flood insurance, go check out Melissa Ford's episode on our YouTube channel.
And she's with Allstate?
Allstate.
Move.
What's that?
Did she move? Or she was still with Allstate?
No, she's still with, as far as I know, she's still with Allstate because we took our transit policy out with her.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. We have so many great guests that, and within the industry, everybody kind of moves around. So we always want to stay in touch. So if you've been on this show and you've changed your place, definitely you need to talk to us and let us know so we can continuously share your contact information.
Absolutely. And folks too, get past guests, folks watching this, if you know of anybody, really anyone in the business, I love sharing and giving a platform for our community members. And really, whether you live in the Houston area or from another state, even another country, things are going to be viable and useful. And if they may even possibly know someone they can refer you to, but it's really ubiquitous information. So we're looking for guests from really all over the country and even out of the country. My European staging brothers and sisters.
That's right.
So Lori Goska, she was a guest twice, and she has a very unique kind of like a drop-in business where you can rent business offices. We've had a training there with our company. And she's also a Young Living essential oil representative, and has shared some great information on, I believe the topic was, is your home making you sick? Right. And she shared some information that, I really had no idea. I took notes. So go check out that episode on Is Your Home Making You Sick? And I actually am now a representative for Essential Living. So if you need to get hooked up, I can hook you up with that, as I did sign up with her so that I could help other people as I came across folks. Because, green living and healthy living, mind, body, and spirit is a really close passion for Jeffrey and myself. And like as they say, you don't keep anything unless you give it away. And so, we want to share information with anyone who is open to receiving it to better their life. Physical trainer. I may have my trainer. I just hired a personal trainer to get me going again because I'm about ready next year early to have a very poignant birthday. And so I want to step into that in the best absolute shape that I can. So I might be reaching out to Cece, see if she wants to be a guest, because she's awesome and can work any plan that you want. She actually has a gym you can go to as well. I'm too lazy to go to the gym.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly. Ashlyn Gray, she's a realtor in this area. She's been on our show twice. Just a powerhouse She has a passion for real estate, works with a lot of buyers, and has shared some gold nuggets with us. So go check out Ashlyn Gray. Kiki, and I'm probably going to butcher your last name, Kiki, even though we are fellow Greek sisters. Kiki Koimarianos. Kiki that's why she goes by Kiki. Kiki Koimarianos. Okay. She did an episode on selling and staging for the holidays. She can talk about, a ton of subjects, and we probably will have her back. So if you're listening, Kiki, reach out. We'd love to have you back because I love your energy and I love how you take care of your clients and your involvement in the community. So check out Kiki's episode. Ali Mohammed. Okay.
Ali.
Ali. Hi, Ali. You're watching. I know you're not on Facebook a lot or the internet. He is with Houston Furniture Bank. And we had a wonderful episode with Ollie right before the holidays talking about how to give back. Particularly, they have a kind of a hashtag, no kid sleeps on the floor, no kids on the floor. And what they do is they help families. They've done, helped so many families throughout the multiple floods we've had here throughout the years, giving them housing. They do work through nonprofit organizations. But if you have stuff that you want to donate, they have a location inside the Loop and also now in the Woodlands, Spring Woodlands area, just off Sawdust. So I go through, my warehouse and pull things to donate for them. But particularly the eye-opening thing was mattresses. I think a lot of folks don't realize they just get rid of the mattress. They have a factory, and we did an on-site that had, I think, 2 million views on-site behind the scenes showing how they actually take those used mattresses and strip them down, sanitize them, and refurbish them, and then gift them to families. It's amazing. It's just amazing what they do. So go check out Ollie's episode.
Ollie.
Dallas Crawford with One Guard. Okay, if
Dallas.
you're looking for a home warranty, if you're a realtor, a home buyer, a home seller, check out
Dallas went to a different company. That's who it was.
One Guard. Yeah, that's the warranty. Oh, did she go with a different company?
Yeah, we were looking for rates for something in that.
Oh, I think for a house. Yes. Okay.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. But you know what? If you're like most people, it's about relationship. I worked in corporate America many, many, many moons and careers ago. And when I was in high tech with AT&T, when I sat across the table to an executive, I represented AT&T. I was AT&T to them. Right. So, and I literally, I did when I was left AT&T. I was in the middle of negotiating a very large contract, and they waited till I went to my next company, or actually it was vice versa. It was the other company to AT&T, and because there was like 3 bids on the table, and they followed me there, even though I changed companies. So I say all this to say, most companies are very similar in what they offer. There are some nuances that maybe fit you better, but right. For the most part, they can be very similar, and it comes down to what kind of connection or relationship do you have with your representative? So I encourage you, seek out Dallas, wherever she went. We'll find out. Kevin
I have the info. Contact us again.
Yes. Kevin Tane. Hey, Kevin, if you're watching. Kevin is my buddy from SoCal and very talented. Design is his first expertise, and then he's kind of segued into staging, does a phenomenal business in Southern California. Of course, many of you know he's been on Flip or Flop and other HGTV shows. So he does a great business out there, and he's very entertaining. So watch his show. Hey, Kevin, if you're watching. We had 2 Sings. Jesse Singh. Hey, yep. Jesse, a realtor who just does some fabulous things here in the Houston area. So watch her episode. She was on most recently. And then we had a Josh Singh, right?
Singh.
From what was the name of the company? What's that?
Silgrow.
Silgrow.
Yes.
Josh Singh, Singh. Silgro, we're going to have him out to our yard. We're doing some stuff in the back, but we're going to have him start in the front because he represents this Silgro that does an amazing job and can just come out and, you've spent so much time and energy on your yard. They come and put the magic juice on it and turn everything green. We're looking forward to having him out. So, hey, Josh, if you're watching this. We had Lisa White. If you haven't noticed yet, I like to do business, or I have done business with many, if not all of my guests, whether it's staging, our personal home stuff that we need done, etc. And Lisa White, I'm looking forward to doing business with you. She is with Expedia Cruises. And excuse me, Jeff and I have a big wedding anniversary coming up soon. I don't know that we'll wait for the 25th. We'll have to discuss that, but it all depends on what the guidelines are for COVID and all that kind of stuff. But we're looking to take an Alaskan cruise. If anybody's taken an Alaskan cruise and you're watching this and you can give us any tips, like what to do, what not to do, what have you, please comment below. If it's in YouTube, comment below here and Facebook, because we would love, your.
I'm looking forward to the excursion, dressing up as a bear and going out to the lake and sticking my head in the water and yanking out an Alaskan salmon for dinner. That is a trip.
Really? So I think I'll be getting a massage when you do that, honey.
Well, no. I mean, we're both going to dress up in a bear suit, go next to the lake, watch the salmon jump up, and grab it by our teeth.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, we are bears. You are my bear, but I didn't know you were literally
right.
my bear. We had Katie, and that spells Caddi, Taurus from Iconic Images.
Yeah.
They do a phenomenal, they are my go-to photography, whether it's a video or real estate photos, etc. So check out that episode. Their work is second to none. And they've taken over the north side. Is basically, they work, I think, the north side.
Yeah.
Vivian Walpole from Frontier Title shared with us some great things that if you're looking to buy, sell, or maybe you got an inheritance, or maybe, just anything, you own property or looking to buy or sell property, title is so critical. So if you have questions about that, check out her episode, reach out to her, and she can definitely hook you up. She has years of experience. Eric Bible, we got him from actually Southern California, and was referred to me, and he's on mortgage lending. So if you'd like some nuggets and another perspective from someone out of state, Eric Bible is the man. John Norris, Jenny Norris's business partner. Hey, John. And he shared with us some nuggets in terms of real estate. He comes from the Denver area. He's with Expedia. I know we have a lot of Expedia fans and friends out there. He was with Keller Williams for many, many years. I know a lot of folks have switched. Some haven't. But hey, John, thanks for being a guest. We'd love to have you back, and we're going to see you soon in Denver.
And John has a fantastic team with his son, Steve.
Oh, yes. Thank you for mentioning that. It's a family. We love family businesses. In fact, if you have a business and you're a family business, we'd love to talk to you about being on our show. So they have 4 kids, John and Jenny, and actually Jenny's daughter works in staging and is kind of her lead stager there.
Great photographer.
Yes. And John's son, one of his sons, is just killing it, as his partner. So they just kind of both, fill up the team in different ways, being they're a generation apart, and they're just, kicking it in Denver.
Yeah. They're excellent. They make sure you fully understand and experience the service that they offer, and there's never a stone unturned. John is meticulous in regards to communication. He's one of the best communicator I've ever met.
Wow.
How about that?
Woo! Did you hear that, John? Maureen, and I don't have her last name, but Maureen, do you have her name there?
What episode is it?
I don't know what number, but she talked about feng shui. I lost your.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she talked about feng shui.
I have to look.
I think it starts with a C.
Well, my thing isn't loading. What's the deal with that? This is the problem with running internet, isn't it?
It is.
I can only imagine if they shut this
But
down.
if you're interested in feng shui, and it's one thing that, you know, I try to be cognizant of it on a high level perspective, because there's no home that's perfect, you know, in its design or in its layout. So we do at Ted by Cat, Next Level Staging and Design, we try to do corrective staging and design because it's needed. And what do I mean by that? Well, you know, maybe there is something that's a negative feng shui. You can augment that and correct that with adding something or taking something away, repositioning something. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But check out Maureen's episode. She's the expert on feng shui, and really feng shui is about energy, and really, people, everything is energy.
Yeah. The last name is Calamia.
Calamia. That's it. How do you spell that?
Calamia. Episode 33. If you go to Kat's YouTube channel, you can see all the episodes replay. Sometimes we put new stuff in there at the end. There's always contact information for the special guests. You know how to contact them, and the information is priceless. It's golden.
It really is. It's great information, and the nice thing on YouTube, you know, you can, if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, you can, you know, tab it a little bit forward. But great information. And I believe I made a note here. Maureen talked about clutter and what clutter does negatively in a feng shui, which is really movement and energy, and how you feel,
down.
How you feel in your space.
But then all of a sudden you're at home. You're like, oh, why am I such a gloom?
Break it down.
That takes energy.
I think we need some kind of a riff here.
That's right.
Okay, next, Brian Domingue. He was our couples don't always agree on buying or selling a home. And he broke down the relationship.
Oh, and Cap freezes on the live chat.
Uh-oh, you froze. But you look cute. There you go.
Yeah,
so Brian broke down when couples don't agree about selling or buying. So if you're having some contention and you're running, and it's not uncommon, folks, it's definitely not uncommon. You might be married or partners, but you're not going to agree on the same things. It helps you navigate through that, which is really great. And I'm going to whip through this quick. We might go a little bit longer. Jen Colmenares. She's the one who did Self-Love Starts at Home. I must have given that to somebody else.
We all start love at home. Come on.
But yeah, it's a topic that you can do more than once. So Jen Colmenares, she hosts an episode, and I was lucky enough to be a guest on her live radio show, Live Edge Radio. So go check her out at Live Edge Radio, and also check her out on YouTube, talking about Self-Love Starts at Home. That was a great episode.
And home is where the heart is.
Victor Varela was behind the scenes on your loan. So if you'd like to know what goes on when they're saying, well, it's in underwriting, or we have to wait for appraisal, or we have to do this, we have to do that, check out Victor's episode. He's going to talk to you about what goes on behind the loan. Let's see. I think I've got it. Angel. Hey, Angel. I mean, come on, with a name like that. Angel is an expert on buying new. So if you're looking to buy new, she's a realtor in the Houston area. She can help you navigate through that. And I know there's some nuances coming from over a decade in new home sales. You definitely want to have a realtor. A lot of folks don't realize I think the last one I helped someone, they said, well, do I need a realtor for new? Well, you don't need one, but guess what? The sales counselor represents the builder. A realtor will represent you, and it doesn't cost you anything. The builder pays the realtor. So why wouldn't you want a realtor and a great realtor? So check out Angel Rupart's episode. She also can navigate you through buying international if that's something that you would like to do. Darren Henley, we had.
Darren, buddy.
Again, we have used him. I believe at least 80% of these folks, Jeff and I have used to some degree. Darren Henley, we have used him as an inspector. And if you're looking to buy or sell, you want to have the home inspected. You want to make an informed decision on what you're buying. And he uncovers in this episode some things that you might not have thought about, right, in the inspection process.
As a matter of fact, we got Darren to do my parents' house, the house I grew up in, before we even listed, just so we know what we had to face when we go into listing. We fixed the stuff, and what we end up doing is set a precedent at the highest price in that neighborhood. And
it ended up selling for 25% over any other home in that area.
Yeah. And it's because we took the understanding opposed to waiting for a buyer going, oh, well, this isn't, and fix that. The home is over 40 years old. So needless to say, it's going to need upkeep. But by having an inspector like Darren to walk in, to come back and give me a report and says, listen, these are okay, but make sure you pay attention to this, was gold. Because once we really was.
It arms you, if you're a realtor, it arms you with them nitpicking during the option period, because you can choose to show them the report and go, these have all been fixed. So it's I think they call it a pre-sale inspection. And I know a lot of realtors don't do it. But particularly when you're looking at an older home, that's, as you know, as a realtor, that's the first thing people are wondering. Well, how old is the roof? When was this done? Has this been fixed? They're looking for stuff because they don't want, a big cash cow, bleeding cash cow, honey-do list.
Money pit.
They move in. Money pit. That's it. A money pit. Where's the money? Yeah. Money pit. That's a thumbs down. Ooh, yes. Thank you. So the last one I have on here, and if you can look at yours and see if I've missed, was Debbie Donahue. Hi, Debbie, if you're watching. Debbie and I first met when she was a realtor and did some business together. And she loved my work. She's come to my CE classes and is just a raving fan, as I am of her. She has since gone on to have her own brokerage and is building her brokerage right now. And she talked about something that a lot of people don't know, and that is coming soon. What does it really mean? Now, her episode was a few months back. We've had 50 episodes and done a few repeats. Coming soon, we don't see so much anymore. The market is starting to kind of slow up. It is going to take a few weeks to sell your home, probably right now, instead of a few hours. Yep. So maybe you'll start seeing the coming soon. Yeah, you'll start seeing the coming soon signs again. But check her episode out, Debbie Donahue, if you want to know what is the meaning really behind coming soon and what can you expect. Is there anyone that I'm missing?
Yeah, let me just give shout out to as we go all the way down and then we can say goodbye to everybody.
Okay.
Give a shout out to Dan Hoffman, who's coming over to our house again this coming up month to install artificial turf in the backyard.
Artificial turf. We're looking forward to it. We just had him on a couple weeks ago.
And let me just say this. When I was doing my research to look for the company, their company's review were huge. And we're talking about caught up by cat level, 80 plus reviews going, yes, this is the company.
Thank you for that plug, honey. We are very proud. We are very proud and work very hard to bring exceed the expectations of our clients. And we are looking at over 80. I believe it's 85. We've got a couple coming in this week of third party on our house. So go to our house profile, HOUZZ, just plug in Ta-Da by Cat, and I will come up. We will come up.
And then we've got to give a shout out to Shelly Cooley, Realtor of the
Shelly
Year.
Cooley.
We're talking about major producer.
Shelly Cooley, not only major producer, Realtor of the Year.
Yeah. We're very
we
blessed
need
to
some
have
string. We need some Realtor of the Year. Yay, Shelly. Thank you so much for being my guest. And her and I are working on some stuff right now, actually. It's nice to hook up with the Realtor of the Year. And who else?
And how about Lisbeth Marquez?
Lisbeth.
Lisbeth Marquez.
And what was her topic?
Her topic was success in the morning.
What is it?
Having a successful morning. How do you prepare your day? One of the things that I think most people lack of, let's say, the essential tool for success is how you start your day. The first 30 minutes of how you prepare your day is critical. If you just get up, rush, McDonald's, hurry, getting to work, hair frazzled, now I'm working on getting myself together, you burn an hour.
Is coffee okay?
Wow. I am.
I gotta have my coffee.
Yeah.
Lisbeth was awesome. And Lisbeth, shout out to you. She does, what is it? Houston City Beat. Houston City Beat. And I had the pleasure of being on an episode. So go to Houston City Beat and you'll see past guests. She goes all over Houston, her and her partner. And I think she hooks up with creative geniuses. So I can now call myself a creative genius. Thanks, Lisbeth. I like that title.
And then let's give a shout out to Karen Ashcraft, who showed us the benefit of steam shower. Which we're going to have in our house.
Karen Ashcraft. Yes. And again, I met her. She came out personally to the house to do a sizing because we remodeled our home last year. Many of you may know. And I've convinced Mr. Wong, can we please do the master bath or the main bath? And so we are in preparation for that. We've just ordered a lot of the stuff, kind of doing it in parts and pieces. But we are getting a Mr. Steam shower. Yeah. So if you've ever wondered or thought, really a steam shower? I thought I had to go to the gym for that. You can have one in your home. So watch that episode with Karen Ashcraft. And if you have any questions,
a shout out to one of our favorites. Come on now. Jennifer Weisner, homeschooling
Jennifer Weisner.
The homeschool episode was so, I think, purposely put into our lives because we didn't really understand what's the big deal behind it until we actually saw how she ran it. And it was mind-blowing how great and actually how easy you can educate your kids the way you want your kids to be educated.
Absolutely.
Just sit them out and not see them for 8 hours.
Yep. And I will tell you, it's not what you think. They don't have to have cheeks in the seat for 8 hours. It's much different, and it's really accelerates the learning of your children. I can attest to my grandkids.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Jennifer. You're amazing.
Woo-hoo.
I think we'll replay that one on a replay maybe when we're in Denver, huh?
Yeah. And then of course our good friend John Regan.
John Regan. John Regan, a realtor extraordinaire. We met him at a conference a few years ago, and I hope to see him in Denver. And he shared with us how your realtor can actually save you money. And he also has a successful staging arm of his business also. So he understands the power of staging and integrates it into very successful sales in his market. So check out John L. Regan.
Very creative. He's very creative.
Yes.
And then we give a shout out to Carrie Spencer.
Carrie Spencer. There we go. Carrie Spencer. And she is our organizer. Yeah. And she talked about, I believe, decluttering. And you know what? Whether you're selling or not, decluttering is, I think many people maybe with lockdown started that process. It's easy for it to backslide. I know personally, because Unfortunately, or fortunately, our house is somewhat of a receiving property before it goes to our warehouse. But if I am personally shopping for personal things for the home or for family, I try to every day go in and go, what can I donate? What can I get rid of? Because if not, it's very quickly, I think that's one really great habit that I've heard for years. If you bring something in, take something out. Because if not, you end up, where we were a couple of years ago, and that's with, 25 bags of stuff to get rid of and a truckload of stuff to donate. And it can be daunting.
Yes.
So check out her episode, Carrie Spencer. Thanks, Carrie.
Yeah. And then let's give a shout out to Jenny Hones, 3 Frogs Design in Feng Shui.
Yes, we had two feng shui guests. Yes, Maureen and also Jenny. And Jenny has a different twist. So what's that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That you're shaking. No. Jenny has a different twist because she was with what I think she was trained with what they call form feng shui, which is a little bit different than Maureen's feng shui. Maureen, by the way, I purchased her book. If you go on, watch her episode, she has a book, and Illuminating Spaces, I believe, which I love the title because I love illumination and how to illuminate. And Jenny is worth watching as well, again, because she's trained in what's called form feng shui. There's a lot to learn about feng shui. It's super interesting. And most of us don't realize that we have a sense of feng shui and don't even realize it. We can't put our name on it, a name on it, but it's within us in all of our senses.
Yeah. And then let's give a shout out to Victor Varela, who is a mortgage lender.
Oh, I think I did do Victor.
Did you do Victor? Oh,
yeah, I did do Victor.
I didn't hear it. All right, so are we catching almost everybody now?
Yeah, I did do Victor. Yep.
Okay. So do you think did we leave anybody else?
I don't think
so.
so.
Only goes to 22. What's up with that?
It only goes to 22?
Yeah, what's up with that? At least here we go. My bad. See, this is where the technology works, that you have to use little scrolls. All right, so of course we got to give the big shout out to the mother of staging, Barb Schwartz.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm so glad we are. Is that the last one?
No.
Oh, okay. Yes, Barb Schwartz, the creator and mother of home staging, 1971. Forgive me, Barb, if I didn't get the year right. I believe it was 71. She was staging all over Seattle and I think Whidbey Island before anyone knew what staging was. And so for those of us who are in the industry, we are so grateful to you. And she remains to be involved in the industry, both in Europe as well as here. She just hosted, virtually the European International Association of Home Staging Professionals.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Jeff and I were not able to hook on to that, but I do feel blessed that Jeff and I were able to, how many years ago? 4 years ago? Fly to Rome and speak at their very first IHOSP conference.
Yeah.
And meet
she's
so
also
many.
the first inductee of the Pro Staging Hall of Fame as well, to recognize her service in creations to the staging industry and genre and how it reflects in us.
Pro Staging Hall of Fame, very first inductee, and rightfully so. Thank you.
So did you do Dallas Crawford?
We did Dallas Crawford. Yep.
How about Joanne Linowari?
Oh no, Joanne.
Your mentor. That's like forgetting Obi-Wan Kenobi when you're Skywalker, isn't it?
Joanne, if you're watching, Joanne, the queen of color. I was honored and blessed and fortunate to be able to take her Color Confident course several years ago in Florida. I think it was in Florida after the conference. And I have since taken 2 more color certifications, but I will tell you, hers is second to none. And she was actually shared shared with us, her wisdom. We only had 30 minutes. We could have done 3 hours with her.
Yep, that's right.
And hey, if you're watching, Joanne, I'd love to have you back.
Let's do that. Did you recognize Nicole Gidden? You already did her?
Nicole Gidden, we did. Yep.
Okay. Then let's go down to, you did Mark McVeigh?
Mark McVeigh, yep.
Okay. How about LeVar Harden?
Oh, wait.
Harden Real Estate Group. Yeah. LeVar was our episode 3 guest. That's how far back Mr.
LeVar was 3.
Harden.
Yes, he was on here. Mark Deal. LeVar. Yes, yep. I did LeVar. Yep. Let me see. Maybe we didn't do Mark McVeigh. Okay,
Mark was episode 4.
So let's give a shout out to Mark McVeigh. Let me see if he's here. No, I don't see him. Oh, yes, loans. Yes, I gave a shout out to him. He talked about loans. Yeah, Mark McVeigh. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. So again, the diversity that we try to bring every chat show to be able to offer the kind of knowledge, experience, resources to everyone in this greater thing of home. And we continue.
And it doesn't have to be you own a home. It can be an apartment.
No, it's about home.
It's just wherever you live.
Hang your hat.
If you live, not live, but live.
Yeah.
Then
sweet home.
What's that?
Sweet home.
Sweet home.
Yeah. So we continue. I want to bring you quality information from great guests, and we thank everybody for your continued support. We're very grateful and thankful that you tune in to see us and support us, and we are committed to continue to bring you the best out there to enhance your life in your home, in your family.
Absolutely. And we can't do this alone. So we ask for your help. If you're watching this either now or later, most people watch it later, please share it with someone. Maybe they're just starting a business or they've been in business and they just need a platform. They don't have to be in Houston. They can be anywhere in the country and even out of the country if they want to deal with the time span. So far, we've had Patrizia from Rome, which was amazing. But anyone that you think would like to chat with us, it's informal. I've had some folks say, "Oh, well, you're going to send me some questions or, an outline." We just do it on the fly. We have a topic. And I usually do a meet and greet to just kind of chat. And usually light bulbs go on with the meet and greet because I want our guests to talk about what they're passionate about, what lights them up, what they feel they want to share, because everybody has something to share. We all do.
Yep.
And again, we love bringing community together. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being my assistant and guest.
Hey, I'm the funny guy.
And
I am the
and I'm going to ask you to take us out in a riff as I give the sign off. As usual, we ask that you stay hopeful, that you stay positive, and that you stay connected. And we thank you so much for connecting with me and Jeff today. And go out and make it a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Until next week. Bye.
Hello.